Hey guys, here is a video about some of my camping things that I purchased recently. One of which is this Acacia Tent, the XL, and I also got a few other things which you guys will see here in the video. So I purchased the tent and canopy, and I was unable to get the floor, but that's because they were out of stock. Here you can see some of my first impressions of my new tent. This one's the banyan, the green one. 2 minutes. It just all pops out. The cloth, the material is super thick and really nice. It's not like cheap tent material at all. And the XL is pretty darn big. Has a little AC area. You can get your portable AC and stick it through here. It's got a little bag storage. It's got a couple of them in here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the ceiling. Oh yeah.
There's a hanger for your lights right here too.
There's a hanger. So this part comes down and it goes over the windows. So to help protect the rain. Also got the canopy, so you can easily set that up. The rain fly is not on right now. So there's a really cute looking thing for your lanterns. Light up your tent at night. The windows also have zipper seals too. So each one of these little areas is a window. See, slides in itself for storage. These are protectors of these pop-outs. I'm telling you, this tent literally took 2 minutes and couldn't be done by one person by themselves. And this is a big tent. Yeah, that was 2 minutes doing it without not knowing what to do. So, definitely, I'm gonna say this tent is so far really worth the price, even though it is kind of expensive. The smaller version's a little bit cheaper, but I would say that this is definitely worth it if you're going to be taking this tent out multiple times, multiple trips. They also claim that it is waterproof, not water resistant, waterproof, and it also is storm resistant. Go around the door. This is the Acacia canopy. So this is the Solo Stove. This is the Bonfire edition. It was a set they had on sale for Labor Day. This one also has a griddle. So the neat thing about Solo Stove is it is a smokeless fire pit. There's the griddle. And then this is the, I guess the stand for it. I haven't opened everything up yet. Alright, so inside it has a top to it. A little thing to keep your logs in. It's got this kind of this area where you can take that and take all the ashes out, and this just sits on top. So the idea behind it is that the air sucks in from the bottom and basically makes the heat, makes it hotter and circulates the air in here. And it basically, the way that it's shaped, it functions in that it creates less smoke than a normal fire pit. This is the bigger one. There's a few other ones that are smaller than this. This isn't the biggest one, but this one will actually hold full-size logs. This was also not a very cheap purchase. This is a Moosejaw, and the reason why I really love this thing is it is super insulated. It has a little bit of a, I guess, an ice holder right in here. Also, another huge reason why I got this was the handle. A lot of these, like, they look breakable. This one actually is pretty sturdy. It's probably one of the sturdiest things as far as coolers go. So yeah, I splurged on that one. And the wheels, oh man, these wheels are big. So if you take this thing on the sand on the beach, it will definitely ride that sand. So a few comments about the Solo Stove. It got super hot. A few things that, like, probably the biggest complaint I had about it was because of how hot it got. It was actually kind of difficult to cook on at first, and I know you probably should just let it cool down a little bit before cooking, but no matter what I did, it seemed to fry that griddle, and it seemed to burn it and created rust on it. So I have used this twice, and no matter what I did, it just seemed to burn really hot on the griddle. Maybe I wasn't using it correctly. Maybe it wasn't done right. So I did have a cast iron pan, which I had used a couple of times, and that seemed to really help with the heat. So I can tell you the Solo Stove, which this one is the Bonfire one, it gets hot and it will keep you warm, especially if you have fire. I have gone out, like as you can see in this picture, I've gone out on the beach. I've also taken it out in the forest. So this is a review of the products that I purchased. I would give the Acacia tent a 10 out of 10. Would use, because like I said, I took it out to the beach, I took it out in the forest, and what I was really worried about with the Acacia tent was that it would hold up in the beach, mostly because on the beach it's like super windy and storms can come in really fast. It held up just perfectly fine. I was super happy. That was mostly what I was worried about, was pretty much that it would hold up on the beach. So the only thing I would say is I did not get a chance to use the wind fly. I did not get a chance to use the canopy. So those are not going to be in this review. If y'all want me to do a video on that, I can in the future, but I didn't use them mostly because where I'm at, it's really hot, and having the tent open to the wind and stuff, the tent was kept cool the way that I had it. And if I had added the canopy, I think it would have been a little bit more hot in the tent, and so I just didn't use it. So I'll go back to the Solo Stove. The Solo Stove I also recommend. Would I recommend the griddle part? I don't know. I don't think I can give a really good review on that. I used it twice. The first time the fire got super hot, I seasoned it. I did what I could to make sure that I was taking care of it properly, and I felt like it just got super hot and it didn't really cook anything correctly. The first time, that was partially my fault because I knew it was too hot, and I accidentally burnt some steaks. So it made it easy to use a cast iron though, because I could stick the cast iron on top of the griddle and use the grill that way. However, I felt like the second time that I took it out, I re-seasoned it, I took it out, and it still did the same thing. It just got too hot. It seemed to like rust, and it seemed like the griddle itself just wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't really doing what I wanted it to do. And would I recommend that? I can't say, because I don't know if I was using it correctly. I don't even know if I made it get too hot, and that's kind of what ruined it. I've used griddles in the past, like I've used actual griddles, not on a fire pit, and I can say that none of this has ever happened to me. And I've seasoned them, and I've never had an issue with this one. The Solo Stove just gets so hot, which is an awesome thing if you want a great fire pit. The fire pit itself gets really hot. It's super efficient with heat. I got the Bonfire one, so if you guys are looking for a fire pit, the Bonfire is a really good size. The only downside to the Bonfire one is that if you're taking it somewhere, it does take up space. Yes, it has a bag, and that's awesome, and it does kind of compartmentalize, but it's still as round as it's going to be, and it's going to take up space when you go places. So that's the only downside to getting that particular one. But as far as the griddle part, I'm going to still experiment with it. I'm going to still see if I can do a little bit better. But like I said, the first time I did get too hot. The second time I did it a little bit better. I think I went better with that route, but I still felt like it just wasn't as great as like an actual griddle. So that one, I'm going to play around a little bit. The last one, the Moosejaw, by far was an amazing purchase. I highly recommend it. 10 out of 10. It is expensive. I think I spent around $200 and something. I don't know if it was that high. I think it was over 200. It was a pretty expensive purchase. From getting a cooler, there are very cheaper options than that one, but I will say with that one, it rolled on the beach just fine. The wheels are big. They're really big, and so you can carry that thing onto most grounds. So like if the ground is unlevel, it's a perfect cooler. It also was heavily insulated, so it kept everything cold. I mean, up to 3 days, if not more. I only used it for up to 3 days, and it still had the ice still cold. So I highly recommend it. If you're going to be going out and you want to take a longer trip, I really recommend the Moosejaw. Unless you want to get yourself a refrigerator, it's another really good purchase. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope this helped you out. Like and subscribe if you like my stuff. I pretty much like to do art, and this is kind of my camping video because my goal as an artist is to be a travel artist. So if you also enjoy art, check out my other videos and see some of my commentary on some of my art stuff. And thank you guys again for watching, and have an awesome day.